I mean, I've played in recitals where like for example in Weil Hall, in Carnegie, where tickets had to be bought, and we were organizing concerts there, and and then other concerts that were free. I maybe I'm not one of the most valuable musicians in the world, but I didn't really feel devalued. I think that both types of concerts have their own merit. It's just it depends what the goal is. Obviously, since it's our job, the goal is to make you know money and make enough for sustenance, right? Of course, but on the other hand, it's all about the music too, right? We can't we can't really we can't ignore that. I don't know about you, Annie. Have you ever felt like that? If have you ever played
Um,
like in a concert where people bought tickets, and then, or have you felt like a difference between that and a concert that people come for free?
Personally, yeah, I think it depends on the situation, but I don't usually feel like devalued. Um, I mean, I feel like whoever's coming to the free concert, they're very grateful for the opportunity to come and they love it either way. So,
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah.
but I
Interesting.
think yeah, it depends on like the
Because
situation.
ticket prices are priced also based on the level of artist, right? So for example, like you're never gonna go see a Ray Chen or a Yo-Yo for like a price. Their ticket prices will definitely always be priced higher than for someone that is, just coming out of a conservatory or just at the start of their career, right? Like that
Hmm.
is also, I mean, that's also pricing. Where is the ticket price to that? I mean, that obviously, because that's also showing where you are in your career and your status in the career.
I think, like Annie said, it depends on the situation. Like, for example, I mean, I don't know if you were there for this, Annie, but I went to a Ray Chen masterclass that was
Mhm.
being held in Manus, and that was free. I don't know if he felt devalued. I'm sure that he was getting paid
No, I
for it.
mean, look, that's part of it. Well,
Yeah.
because master class are part of that. Master class people don't charge ticket for master class. That's
Mhm.
as a part of the benefit of attending school for the students of Manus. So I think that's a completely different thing, and artists know that they sign up for this as they're giving back. They're giving back to the school, not because they're trying to make money off of this.
Mhm.
You know, so I think that's slightly different. Like master classes, like when most of these master classes are all part of your engagement for most presenters across across the globe, that they'll ask you to do a master class or some sort of outreach, especially in the United States. That's very much a requirement now. Any series they'll ask you to do some sort of educational outreach. With larger institutions, they have an entire educational department that revolves around educational programs for all of the incoming artists that they present.
Mhm.
So I think that's a slightly different situation, but I'm talking very strictly as a public performance, right? Like as a public performance where I've seen, the artists are still being paid, but the tickets are for free. Yeah, no, I mean, I just always feel like this is such a, and especially what I'm seeing now in the US buying tickets, it's just never a simple, it's like never a simple, if it says $35, you ended up by the end of it, you're paying extra 20% more because of the taxes and whatever service fee there is. It just drives me nuts.
That
Absolutely
drives me
drives me
crazy
nuts.
too.
Yeah.
That drives me absolutely crazy. You go on Ticketmaster and they hike up the price.
Yeah.
Don't want. They have pretty much no competition. So
Hmm. Yeah, recently, oh yeah, I got tickets to see Hans Zimmer in
Oh,
Vancouver later this year.
oh,
And I think I went on super early, but I still got like one of the resold tickets. But I got it wasn't bad. It was like 100. It was like 1 0 something at first, and I got two tickets. So I thought it would end up being like a little over 200, but somehow
mhm.
it became like $300
Oh my
at
God.
the
what?
end.
Are you
Yeah, after
serious?
fees and stuff.
You buy all these tickets and you end up, there's an extra 20, 30% that is actually added fees. That is not the actual ticket price. And we're just like, where is all of this going? Like, where's all of these fees going towards?
to the middleman.
You know, and I think that is just really, again, I'm not sure, you know, I don't think ticket prices are going to get any cheaper, right? Like that's just inflation, economy, you know, like just, I think ticket prices are just going to continue to go up. But I'm not sure if there is a solution for it unless there's a law that passes you can't have resellers, or these resellers has a cutoff point of like how much, you know, premium they can charge. So, you know, I'm never one of those I think the most amount of money I spent on a ticket was literally last year when I went to see Beyonce. That was like,
how much was it?
It was $400. It was $400. I can't say they're nosebleed, but it's in a stadium. So no matter where you sit, you're going to be far. So I'm thinking at $400, while I'm not in front of the stage, I'm still quite a bit far, but I'm not like all the way to the top. But because of the distance, and I looked at the standings tickets, you know, those are supposed to be the best tickets. There's still a really quite of a distance from the stage. So basically all I'm watching for $400 is the entire concert on these IMAX screens.
I had the same experience with BTS. This was actually before COVID.
Yeah.
I spent like $350-ish to see them. Seven grains of rice on the stage.
Exactly. 7 grains of rice, right? And everything's all on big screen. Yeah. Granted, it was very well designed. All the graphics were probably amazing. Right? But
yeah, it was really good.
You're like, you can't even see them. And so I'm just like, is it really that worth, you know, is it worth that money? Like for me, it's not even about saying I've been there. Like I guess I'm just one of those people that don't really care about saying I have to be there. I'm much more of the practical person where I'm willing to spend this money, but what is my value? What is the value that I'm getting for in return? Right?
I've never had that issue really. I mean, whenever I go see bands or like I go to a concert, I'm usually pretty all right. Meaning I'm like, for example, like I went to see Pantera last month, and I think I bought 2 tickets. I think each one was like $130, and we were maybe like 5 to 6 rows behind the mosh pit. So depends what kind of concerts you see. It was quite good, pretty close. I was surprised.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. But I think that also then gets into a bit of a discussion about the scale, right, of the concert. Like, for example, if you're going to go see a John Legend concert, he's not going to be giving you everything on an iMac, right? Because his design and his concert experience is not going to be in a stadium. That's not who he is as an artist, because then you're losing that intimacy. But I think, you know, for me, it's like, well, can you still get to the level of that, like a BTS or a Beyonce or a Taylor Swift, but not have that scale, like, you know, so that I'm really watching you and not just the screen.
Harry Styles does a really good job with that. Would it surprise you if I told you I went to a Harry Styles concert?
No,
I wouldn't. I
went 2 years ago to see him. One of my friends messaged me and asked me if I wanted to go because he had an extra ticket, and he told me how much he paid for it. I can't really remember right now, but like it wasn't so bad. And we were pretty far up. It was in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
But it was still like close enough that I could see him decently well, and he put on quite a show. It wasn't just the singing, it was interacting with the audience, and you know, his whole live band was there. I thought he did a great job. You know, I'm not exactly the biggest fan of pop music or, you know, of any sort of, you know, genre related to it, but I really enjoyed the performance. I had a blast, if I'm being very honest. and I would totally
That's
go again.
okay. You're allowed to say that you had a good time.
Well, no, I know I'm allowed to say that. His music is good. His music is good. It's just I like
a snob right now, looking
oh,
down on pop music. I mean, it's just, yeah, like I just, every summer I'm trying, and again, because I am at a point in my life where these things are not as like a deterrent when it comes to, like, if it's really something very, very good, I'm happy to spend the money, right? So like, for example, I could go to, like, if I go to a symphony and I'm just, like like, I know that I'm really just listening. So I don't need to be sitting in the orchestra seats, right? Because for a symphony orchestra, you're really just listening to the music live, and that makes a huge difference acoustically than listening to it on a CD. So for me, I don't need to be on the first or the second row or the front of the house. Like, people that are not experienced going to those concerts, they all want those seats. And I was like, those are actually the worst seats in the house. Like the first 2-3 rows is the worst. We have a family here. They have a subscription, a membership to ITHRA, and so they're always going to see performances at the theater whenever possible, and they always buy the first 2 rows. And I kept telling her, I said, guys, you should not spend all that money on the first 2 rows. Those are the most expensive seats and the worst seat, especially when it comes to music. Music travels behind you. You're not getting the best acoustic by sitting in the first 2 rows. You should be in the middle part towards the back.
And did they listen? Or did you?
Because I think they feel like they want to see the artist, and I get it, but I think like those are just not the prime seats. But I love, but it also goes to the experiences, right? Like here in this part of the world, they love to put all of the VIPs in the very front rows if they're like a special event, and you're like, those are the worst seat for them. Today's goal is not to have a solution. I don't think this is a solution we can come up with. I think it's an ecosystem that still needs to, that is bigger than us, but it's more of like, I wanted to throw it out there as a discussion and a bit of a gripe too, and kind of just sort of understand where everyone is when it comes to choosing shows. How do you choose your show, or types of performances you go see, right? Like even types of disciplines of live performances that you are normally not seeing, but would you want to go see it, or is it deterring you from seeing it because the ticket prices are just too expensive, right? So I think it's just interesting to have these kind of conversations, to get into people's thoughts a little bit and to throw it out there for them to think about it. And if you're in, I would say though, like, if possible, just go to the box office and buy it directly than having to, obviously for the big arena, pop concerts, you can't do it. But if you're deciding you want to go to see the theater or go see a music performances or jazz performances, just, I would say go to their venue and buy it directly. You could probably save a little bit of money, and that's something that also kind of like as an ending, I just think I find that to be starting to be a bit of a pet peeve, is the scanning of the QR code of your ticket, because you buy it like a couple weeks in advance, especially like if you're buying early, you end up losing that email and you're searching and searching and searching and you can't find that damn ticket. That's what happened to me last summer. I had bought some tickets to the public theater and I was like, I swear I knew I bought the tickets. And on the day of the show, oh no, it was the evening show, I bought tickets to Global Fest. And I couldn't, for the life of me, for like a couple of hours, because I was out and about. And I just, for the life of me, I was like, I swear I bought the tickets. but where is it? I just could not find it in my email.
Been
Did
there.
you find it in the end?
I did. I kept searching.
Okay.
So in some ways, I still miss paper tickets. At least you have it. You know that this is the date where it sits in your email. It gets lost.
I don't miss them. I really don't. I lose so many things that are physical copies. So it's like I lose sheet music. Like I keep everything on my iPad right now. I lost tickets. I lost papers from school. Everything. I prefer it electronic. At least like it's somewhere there. It's lost between all the emails, but hopefully you can find it. Usually for concert tickets, I star them. Like if I pre-order something, or if I order, way in advance, and I'm gonna forget where I have it, I usually put a star and I keep it in that folder. So I just have a lot less emails to look through.
Yeah, or it's nice when they have the option to add it to your Apple Wallet.
I hate that, if I'm being honest.
Oh, really?
Because every time, like it's the day of the concert, it just keeps on popping up and notifying me that the concert. And then it just like displays as a banner for the whole day on my phone. And it's like, yeah, I get it. I'm going out today.
That is, I would say that is actually the one thing that I like. That's a feature I like because it's separate from your email, right? Like the wallet, it's almost like I go into that icon and it's all there. Whereas if it sits in my email, I cannot find it for life with the other thousands of emails that's in there, right? Whereas in my wallet, I can put it in there, and once everything's done, I just clear everything out of my wallet. So it's never like you never have more than like 10 items in your wallet.
That's fair.
Yeah, so that to me electronically will work, but that's if they give you that option to download it onto your wallet.
Yeah, because I guess another thing you can try, I don't know if you already do this, but if it's not like a moving like code or whatever, you can just screenshot it. And if you don't have like a huge amount of photos, which I don't know, if you do, like it'll be in your photo album and you can pull it up from there.
Yeah. So what I generally do is closer to the day of the show, that's what I would do. I'll pull it up. If it's an attachment, then I'll save it, like send it to me as an attachment on like WhatsApp or other apps. Then it's sitting there in a folder. But I've also done the screenshot too, so then it's in my photo album, which is still easier to, but then it's like closer to the, usually like I'll do it the day before. But that was the problem. I was like, because I was so busy on the go, it was during like ISPA New York conference time. I was like, go, and then I have a moment to sit down. And when I was sitting, I just kept searching, and it just was not. I could not find it. Like literally for half a day, I could not find the damn ticket. I mean, I finally did, but it was just like, where the hell is it? Yeah. Anyways, well, this is a really wonderful conversation. I hope it, provokes some more thoughts, and I hope we will all get to see more live performances. I think it's still a crucial, it'll never go away. That's what gives us all our jobs.
Amen to that.
And I guess we just have to find ways to get tickets, maybe it's free, but I hope to, but it also means that you're just appreciating also the artist that's on stage, that's performing, putting hours and hours of work into creating, delivering the best show that they can for you. So we'll see you all next time. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.